Hello everybody, I'm Liz and I have decided to try to do the if you like this then you'll like this type of book recommendations that have been going around. I've never actually done this, and me attempting to do it today has really solidified how hard this type of concept is for me, because with the books that I really like and that I want to recommend to you guys, it's really hard for me to see similarities in them because I end up reading really different books. I don't like books with similar plots because when books are too similar, it makes me really forget about each book as individuals, and I kind of lump it all together, and it makes me not want to recommend these books to other people. So I have decided to find books that I have read that I really like. I would recommend you guys read them, and as similar as they are, they're also different in some aspects, whether it's genre or there's like other plots that are in the book as well that differentiates it so that it doesn't feel like you're reading the exact same story. First, I have, if you have read The Orphan Train by Christina Baker Klein, then you should definitely pick up Finding Fish, a memoir by Antoine Quentin Fisher. So The Orphan Train is about a girl who becomes an orphan after an apartment fire kills her family. And this is during the Depression, where orphans rode on trains to each city until they were adopted. This also follows a foster care child in the current 2000s era, and she is really struggling with being a foster child and being away from her family. So the foster child, her name is Molly, meets the orphan from that Great Depression area named Vivian, when Vivian is an elderly and Molly is using her service project to clean out her attic, and they both discuss each other's backgrounds and their stories, and they really help each other heal and overcome all of those barriers in their lives. With Finding Fish, it is a memoir, so it is a true story. It's not fiction like with The Orphan Train, which really sets it apart from The Orphan Train, but it's similar in the fact where Antoine is an orphan. He goes into foster care and his foster family is abusive, they're neglectful. He ends up escaping when he's a teenager to join the Navy, where he actually finds out that a lot of the trauma from his childhood he has to overcome and just really fight with all those obstacles. And his life really pairs with Vivian's story in The Orphan Train, and they have both stuck with me so well that I just love them so much. What is etiquette and espionage? Which one has more? Next I have, if you like Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld, I highly recommend you read Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carriger. They both host very confident women who know what they want in life, know the person that they want to be, and it also involves steampunk mechanics that hosts the amazing Victorian turn-of-the-century petticoat type dresses and the limits being a woman in society, and they both try to overcome those limits. Darren in the Leviathan series wants to join the military, so she pretends to be a man to join the military, where she meets the Austro-Hungarian crown to the throne Alex and all of that stuff that happens prior to World War I. Whereas in Etiquette and Espionage, you have a 14-year-old girl named Sophronia who is an inventor. She loves making things, she loves climbing, she loves doing all these things that are only meant for men. So her parents decided to ship her off to a finishing school so she could learn to be a lady. However, this finishing school is actually a front for an assassin school. So these are both really great stories that host really strong female characters and are really struggling and fighting societal roles. Next, I have If you really liked The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, I highly recommend that you read Molokai by Alan Brennart. These both host severe illnesses. They don't shy away from those gritty, gruesome details on illness and how society treats these people with illness and how these main characters overcome these struggles with their illness and also with how society puts these barriers on them. I don't really need to explain what The Fault in Our Stars is really about. We all know it's about a girl named Hazel who has cancer and she's really struggling with all of the things cancer has and whether she should really fight to become an adult and pursue her dreams, find love. Molokai is about a girl named Rachel in the early 1900s and she lives in Hawaii, but she develops leprosy. And so she is shuttled off into a leprosy island, a part of Hawaii where she has to leave her family, and she's only 7 years old. This book follows her entire life story as she overcomes that burden of never seeing her family again, of being left on her own at such a young age, and how she conquers this and fights and just decides to be her own person. It's such a beautiful story. Next I have, if you have read Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, I highly recommend you pick up The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa or vice versa. They both host some very strong female protagonists and they also host an insane virus that seriously wipes out civilization. The main difference is this is more of just a regular dystopian post-apocalyptic book, whereas this book right here is actually a vampire dystopian. So they do fundamentally differ in those aspects, but they parallel so much in how society works and goes through this and how they all develop their own coping mechanisms to fight the virus, and many opportunistic people come and try to save society, but they're really just reaping the benefits and really oppressing civilization. Because what I do like a lot with Station 11 is it jumps around point of views and it shows you pre-virus versus post-virus and how every story interacts and intertwines. And what I really liked with The Immortal Rules is it is a single point of view. It only follows Allison. It really shows that struggle between your first impressions with somebody that you don't understand versus how you have to change and adapt. And both of those are very big on fighting for your life. The last I have is, if you liked The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, I highly recommend you read Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. These both have alcoholic main protagonists that are highly unreliable, have so much past turmoil and issues with their lives. They're struggling with so many things. But a girl goes missing, and they both thrust themselves into the lives of trying to figure out what happened to the girls. As similar as these both books are, because they're both those psychological thrillers, they have some fundamental differences. With The Girl on the Train, the main protagonist, Rachel, she actually people watches, so essentially she's like a peeping Tom. She looks into their houses as she rides the train, and so she actually somewhat knew the woman that goes missing, and she decides to take it upon herself to find this person and figure out what happened to her and all of that stuff. Whereas in Sharp Objects, Camille is actually thrust into this unwillingly. She's a reporter and her boss forces her to go back to her hometown and discover why these young teenage girls are going missing and then end up a few days later dead. I definitely loved this book, and it really solidifies why I enjoy Gillian Flynn's writing so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I did this book topic justice. in the comments down below, please let me know if you have any of your own, if you like this, you should read this types of books. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!